Welcome to the Having It All podcast, the show about what it takes to live an abundant, loving life. My name is Matthew Bivens, and each week I'm helping you get out of your head so that you can truly have it all. Let's do it. I want to caution all of you listening, and myself as well, because I do this more than I would like, but just caution you against this thing that happens when we look at other people who have achieved some level of quote-unquote success that we ourselves have not yet been able to achieve. And we look at them and we feel jealousy and we feel envy for them. Because, first of all, the way that everybody defines success is very different. And, it's very important for you to define success on your own terms. But second of all, we have no idea what's going on beneath the surface or behind closed doors or between the ears of that person whose success we are envying. And so this came about in a conversation I had with a listener today. He reached out to me via email. We connected over the phone, and he was just sharing with me some of the, he and I were talking about our families and our upbringings, and both of our parents are doctors, right? So, when you look at a doctor on paper, you assume this person is financially set, is experiencing that financial abundance, and their family is able to live the lifestyle that comes with a six-figure salary and a person who's got some letters in front of their name. But what my friend was sharing with me over the phone was that his father makes $300,000, but when they go to a restaurant, his credit cards get declined. Like, that shit doesn't make any sense, right? You're the person who has done everything they're supposed to, has achieved this peak of your career, and you have all this financial abundance, but you can't buy food when you want to. And then on the same day, like, I was talking to him this morning, a few hours later, I'm on Facebook, I'm taking care of a few promotional things, and I see a post in one of the entrepreneurship groups that I'm in, and the person asks, of the businesses who say they make millions, how much of that do you think is profit? And it really just got me thinking, right? Like, I, as a business person, as an entrepreneur, might envy another entrepreneur, another business when they say, the revenue we made this month was 1.2 million. I might look at them and be like, damn, I really want to get there one day. But I have no idea how much that is profit, right? I could look at the doctor who's bringing in $300,000 and he's got the family and lives in the nice suburban house and they have the nice cars, but I have no idea whether or not he could buy food for his family, whether or not those cars are paid off, whether he's swimming in debt because he's overextended himself financially. You have no idea. So I caution you to take a minute to really understand that we don't know the true experience and the true reality of somebody else's position. And I also really recommend that you look at how you are defining success. Because for me, there's two ways to define success. There's success with a small s and success with a big S. Success with a small s looks like the six-figure salary. It looks like the home with the 3-car garage. It looks like having multiple cars to fill out that home. It looks like being able to take vacations, jet setting abroad. It looks like being able to eat at nice restaurants and purchase the nice clothes. And, if you like jewelry, you get to rock a chain or wear a watch, whatever it is for you. That's success with a small s. Success with a big S is who you've become in that. How are you experiencing your life once you've achieved that abundance? Right? Because how many times do we hear about the person who has it all on the surface? They've got the money, they've got the career, they've got the family, they've got the cars, but internally they feel empty. They feel scarce, they feel scared, they feel anxious, they feel without, they feel unhealthy. That happens so damn often. It's just like an American cliche at this point. So the next time that you're looking at somebody and you're feeling envious for whatever position or rank or career or bank account size, whatever the hell it is, just understand that you do not know what's behind all that. And instead of defining success as the things that you have and the heights that you've reached in your career or the number of kids you have or the titles in front of your name or after your name or whatever the hell it is, ask yourself, who are you being? How are you experiencing life? To me, that's a much more accurate measurement of success. And I'll close with this. I remembered not too long ago having a conversation with my dad. Again, like I said, my dad's a doctor, and my dad worked. He's told me that he put financial peace and being able to provide financially for his family at the top of his list of priorities. That was his center, providing financially for his family. What that meant was that he worked a lot. It meant that he was on call at multiple hospitals at a time, and that Thanksgiving dinner might get interrupted by his pager going off. Right? This was back in the day. This was in the 80s and 90s when everybody had pagers, and I remember his pager would go off, and he'd have to leave Christmas dinner, or he'd have to leave on Thanksgiving, or he wouldn't be there for the soccer match, right? So he made all of those decisions because providing financially was his goal. And he did for a little bit. To an extent, he was able to. But I remember having a conversation with him a couple years ago because I had this realization in myself that, like, as a kid, I just wanted to spend time with my dad. I just wanted him around. It was nice that when I would see him on a random Saturday, he might bring me a Super Nintendo. Like, that was cool. And as a kid, hell yeah, I got lit up for that stuff. Like, my parents were divorced, so I saw him every other weekend. And he might show up with a new video game, or maybe take us out to eat at our favorite restaurant, or get us a nice ice cream sundae on the way home. Like, he would spend his money on us. And that was one of the ways he showed us he loved us. But I totally remember having that moment of like, Dad, I just wanted your time. And when I shared that with him, it rocked his world. Totally rocked his world. Because he realized it wasn't about that small s success. Right? Because the things he had to sacrifice to get there, the person he had become to get there, he wasn't able to experience what he created in a joyful, balanced, healthy, loving way. It was that pursuit. It was that pursuit of the small s. So I appreciate you, my friend. I will leave you nameless, but if you're listening, you know who you are. I appreciate you for your conversation today and sharing that story about your father, and just really helping me to reframe, because every once in a while I'm human. I get that scarcity mindset. I get focused on money. I get focused on how can I create? How can I manifest? How can I generate? How can I attract? All that stuff. And I look at somebody like a buddy of mine who's went to school for finance and got a nice job with a consulting firm, and he talks about his goal is to have his bank account as many digits as his phone number. And I look at that every once in a while, and I'm like, it would be nice. Man, did I make the right choice? But you never know. You never know what lies behind that. You never know what sacrifices, physically, emotionally, socially, spiritually, mentally, that person has made. Not even sacrifices, but choices. The choices they've made. Everybody's made a choice. So the next time you're feeling scarce, the next time that you're feeling really strapped, the next time that you're feeling envious, just understand that there's perspective that you're lacking. There's context. That's a better way to put it. There's context that you're lacking. And that pursuing that small s, once you get it, you really need to look at the person you've become. And that small s and that happiness, if you attach your happiness to that small s success, it will not last. Guaranteed. And if you don't believe me, try it and tell me how it works out. So that's it for today. My name is Matthew Bivens. Here is to you having it all.